Tony Blair came to power in 1997, so that's nearly 30 years ago. He's been pleasuring himself over ID cards for a very long time.
Is that why they're laminated?
That's why they've got to be laminated. They're white clean, Patrick. Now, when you look at digital ID and the control of data in that way, there are a million arguments that make you think it could be a good idea. The reason it's never a good idea is because of the people that have got control of the data. And when they look and sound like Tony Blair, it's entirely terrifying. I don't think I've met or seen a leader in the last 30 years that I would want to be controlling my data. And that's the point, isn't it? If you can, going back to the free speech issue, if you can tweet one day and be not permitted to enter a venue the next day based on your opinions.
Yeah, I mean, there is a slightly unhelpful set of headlines here on the day to like front up on the eye about ID cards for everyone, more government control, and then all of the other headlines are about a bloke being arrested by armed police for some expo. It's not a great look, is it, Cristo? Your view on the ID card?
Well, I think that, firstly, it's a really good rule of thumb that if you're unsure on anything, look at what Tony Blair thinks and then go the other way, because you will be on the right side of history, number one. I've got two things to say. Firstly, vaccine passports. I mean, we ended up in a situation where we had a form of digital medical ID during the pandemic where that could determine whether you were allowed in a pub. That's the first time I've very nearly sworn on television, because you can tell, I will say, go away to that, firstly. But secondly, I just don't understand why we can't, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again, why we can't make better use of our national insurance infrastructure. That's why I really don't like ID cards, because I feel like it's an overstep and it's a new thing in order to get their sticky little beak into what we're doing, when in actual fact, we have a system when it comes to getting free healthcare and all of those sorts of things in national insurance. So I don't know why we can't utilise that more. You've got to show your national insurance number to get healthcare. Why can't we just have that?
Well, go on, Andy.